Novians. All right, boys. I've got a really powerful, interesting topic that, yeah, I really just want to discuss this with you boys because it's really gonna dramatically transform your relationships with the feminine. Right? This is super powerful, super practical, and once you've listened to this live stream and internalized the teachings, maybe watch it back a couple of times so the lessons actually stick. It is going to skyrocket your results with women, right? It's going to give you this rock star feeling of being able to move through the world with rock star confidence, right? Just having this abundance mindset, right? Knowing that you can get dates on demand with gobsmackingly gorgeous girls. You're not up in your head anymore thinking, am I worthy? Am I good enough? You're not approaching every new woman experiencing failure in advance. You're not rejecting yourself on behalf of the women who you want to meet. And ultimately, you're just going to feel whole, right? You're going to feel great, like in your own skin. You're going to feel incredible to be you, because she feels what you feel, because the girl is very much your mirror. Dude, like your interactions with the feminine are just going to hit these dizzying new heights. And I guarantee, especially if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a high achieving busy city worker, this is really gonna resonate with you. And I can say that with certainty because what I'm about to share with you in this video is from a conversation that I had last night with my private network, the Entourage. Okay, if you don't know what the Entourage is, it's like my inner circle, right? It's a private members club for business owners, high achievers, entrepreneurs, guys who want to be associated with me, connect with me on a personal level, and also be surrounded by other like-minded guys. Yeah, guys who get it, who are on the same frequency, and guys who they can grow together, like learn with, and all that good stuff. So I've got my network to thank for this live stream because I had so many epiphanovas yesterday. We have a group coaching call in the Entourage every single Sunday where we get all of our guys together and we just have these incredible life-changing discussions where we all leave wiser, happier, more fulfilled men. And the reason why we have it on a Sunday is to just set us up for the week ahead. So we're operating from that place of optimism, like, yes, let's go crush it, let's go dominate, let's just become the most fuckable versions of ourselves this coming week, and all the weeks after that. So yesterday we had a new member join us, so it was his very first Entourage group coaching call, and he's not been a member for that long, but the energy that he's got from the rest of the guys in the group, like we've not even done our in-person coaching experience yet, but already just by being a member of the Entourage and being connected with me, he's already starting to radiate that rock star confidence. He's already doing solo approaches, like no wings necessary. Like he's going out there, he's putting himself through the social fire, he's approaching women who he finds attractive. Like his entire reality has exploded within just a week. And he's got an entire year with us, right? So it's a full year membership into the Entourage. It's just amazing to see. Like this is why I started all of this stuff in the first place. It's just to change people's lives, right? Like that's what I get a kick out of. That's why I make these videos, right? It's content marketing. I'm attracting my people and repelling the rest. Yeah, if you are a high level guy and you want to connect with other high level men, and it's like your dating life sucks balls at the moment, but you're doing all of the things, right? And this is where we're navigating this live stream. You've probably been sold the lie, right? That become a high value man, yeah, become a high value man, and women are just going to be throwing themselves at you, right? Because you're doing all of those things that you were told would get you lots of women, yeah, make lots of money, build status, have a great career, have money in the bank, be slugging your guts out at the gym 5 days a week, but you still can't pull a muscle, right? You still can't pull a muscle, let alone pull any women. And this whole myth of build it and they will come, like, oh, become this high value guy, acquire all of these materialistic trophies, get the rented cars, the rented yachts, the rented women, because this is how you become a high value man in this current internet hinterland. And you probably realize it's a complete pile of bullshit, right? It's a complete pile of bullshit, this high value man fallacy. Oh, build it and they will come, right? Because if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, and a high achiever, you probably realize that this just doesn't work, right? What the internet says and what works in the real world are completely different things. So the reason why I titled this video "A Powerful Attraction Secret That Women Don't Want You to Know About" is because it's not pretty, but it works, right? And it's justified arrogance, right? Justified arrogance. This is what we were speaking about on the group coaching call yesterday, and I've got Joseph to thank for putting this forward to the group. Justified arrogance, right? Just understand this, okay? If you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a high achiever, you are well within your right to have justified arrogance, right? Because seduction is sales, yeah? How do you sell a product? How do you sell a product? You need enthusiasm, you need conviction, you need certainty behind what you're selling is shit hot, yeah? The biggest problem that I see with guys who I coach, guys who are making incredible money, guys who do have the glittering career, guys who on paper should be crushing it with women, they look amazing, they've got the 10 out of 10 body, they've got the penthouse in Mayfair, they still can't pull a muscle because they don't truly believe in their product, right? When it comes to them putting themselves in front of women who they find attractive, it's almost like their internal has not caught up with their external. And when they go to try and bring beautiful women into their lives, they are projecting a perceived lack of self-worth onto all of their approaches. It's like they still feel like the ugly duckling inside. And because she can feel what you feel, she's thinking to herself, wait, this guy has got it all on paper, but why is he an absolute sniveling mess when he's coming over to approach me? Like, why does he not have faith in his own product, right? So one of our members put it perfectly. It's like when we're approaching women, it's reaffirming our own product, yeah? Like, I just want you boys to understand this. Like, arrogance is not arrogance is if it's justified, right? Like one of my icons is Friedrich Nietzsche, right? And Nietzsche could have been described as an arrogant individual, but he could back it up with his philosophies through the way that he was thinking. Like Nietzsche was so ahead of his time. And I think there's an amazing quote by Nietzsche, and he was like, I can say more in one sentence than people can say an entire book, right? Like if Nietzsche was alive today, he would be the paragon of an internet troll, right? Because like, ha, lol, you're fat, ha, loser, ha, moron. But he could back this up, right? So I think for a lot of you guys out there, you need to be more arrogant, right? You need to be more narcissistic. You need to think to yourself, when you're approaching these women who you find attractive, she is auditioning to be part of your reality. Like she is so lucky today to be getting approached by you. And it's not coming from this anti-women derogatory place. It's putting yourself on a pedestal, operating from a place of wholeness rather than from a place of lack. And nobody else can give this to you, right? Like when guys join the Entourage, really what I help them do is unlock this side of themselves. I do think that most of what I do, it's inner game. It's inner game mastery, right? The reason why I use freedom from bullshit as my mantra is because when we strip it all back, I think this is why guys get so attracted to working with me, right? There's so many bozo dating coaches out there. Oh, get my $997 course, join my $50 Discord. It's just bullshit, and you know it is, right? What I'm really helping guys do is unlock this side of themselves that's already there. Almost give them permission to put themselves on a pedestal. Give them permission to actually rate themselves, to actually believe that they are the shit, to actually believe in the product that they're selling. No amount of lines or routines or script are going to make up for the fact you currently don't have conviction in your product, yeah? A part of you, or a big part of you, doesn't feel as though you're enough. You don't feel as though you're worthy. And it doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank. It doesn't matter how many more properties you buy. It doesn't matter how many more high ticket deals you close. It's the internal work, right? Internal state equals external reality. And it isn't pretty, and it's not attractive dating advice, but it does work, right? Just being more narcissistic, like loving yourself like your life depends on it, and then projecting this in your conversations. I had this epiphanova during the Entourage group coaching call yesterday, and I was like, yeah, it's almost like activating what I call hot girl mode, right? Just understand this, right? Imagine you're a hot girl, right? A hot 21-year-old girl, and you're on Instagram, right? Your DMs are going to be flooded, like hundreds of messages, like every single hour, most likely, right? You're just getting bombarded with all of this gratification, all of this approval, all of this, like, just simpy behavior from guys. But if you're a hot girl in the modern internet hinterland, you've got an abundance mindset. Yeah. Abundance isn't always having, it's knowing you can have, right? So you're just flooded, right? You're flooded with all of these DMs, right? Now, as guys, it's slightly different, okay? By unlocking this skill of cold approach, right? By unlocking the skill which unlocks the world, by unlocking this decentralized skill set of the awake 1%, we essentially can tap into hot girl mode. Because think about it, our DMs might not be flooded with hundreds of messages a day. However, we know that we can go out and we can approach as many girls as we like, right? We can just approach. We can just, it's almost like just like being a farmer and just being able to plant as many seeds as you like, right? Just like plant. You've got unlimited opportunities to extend these invitations. And as a guy, I think this is the ultimate superpower, the ultimate purchasing power in the sexual marketplace, because most guys are asleep, right? Most guys are sleepwalking through life. They're going to wake up when the best years are behind them, and they're going to die with their music still inside of them. But if you've unlocked this skill set of cold approach, you can be more arrogant in your conversations with women, not just because you've unlocked cold approach, but like if you're watching this and you're the guy I'm looking to attract, right? You are the entrepreneur, you are the business owner, you are the high achiever. Like, just think of all of the things that you've had to do in your life. Think of all of the challenges you've had to overcome. Think of all the obstacles you've had to smash through. Think of all the sacrifices that you've made. But when you're going over to these women, it's like you've not even accomplished anything. You're approaching them as this scared little boy. You're almost approaching them as that version of you which is in the past. Yeah, because like when I look at my life, when I was struggling with this myself, I was almost approaching women like I was still that 13-year-old version of me. Yeah, like I grew up in a small town in the Lake District, right? 60,000 people. It's very much a small town, crabs in the bucket mentality. Yeah, like if anybody decided to put their head above the parapet in my small town, they would be labeled as, oh, he loves himself. Oh, look at him. Like, who does he think he is? Oh, he's trying to be better than us. Oh, stay in your lane. Know where you're from. Go work in the submarine factory. I think this is true for a lot of guys, right? If depending on how you were raised, the culture you were brought up in, it was almost expected that you weren't going to rate yourself. It was almost drilled into you from an early age that you shouldn't be narcissistic, that you shouldn't be arrogant, that you shouldn't be confident, that you should stay in your lane. You should accept what you've got. Rather than shooting for the moon, it's, oh, just this'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Like, don't shoot too far, because we don't want to, because look, people want to see you do well. They don't want to see you do better than them, right? People want to see you do well. They don't want to see you do better than them. And from the guys who I work with, the guys in the Entourage, I find that this is like a mental blockade, which is preventing them from being their fully unapologetic self. It's the mental blocks which have almost been conditioned in them from childhood. And the conversation that we had yesterday, I could just see light bulbs going off. Every single person in that meeting, where it was like, yeah, like I'm not being arrogant enough. I'm not being narcissistic enough. Like, I'm not going out there and truly believing that I am the shit. Yeah, because we don't achieve dreams, we achieve standards, right? We don't get what we deserve, we get what we think we deserve. And we had a really interesting discussion about the level of IQ with guys, right? So one of our guys at the moment, he's spending a lot of time in Latin America, and he's been observing how different guys will approach women. Like, he's been observing the intersexual dynamics play out in Latin America. And one of the observations that he made was, yeah, a lot of these guys, they're almost too stupid to care, right? They're almost too stupid to actually battle with any perceived lack of self-worth. And I do think a big part of learning this thing that we call game is actually dumbing ourselves down a bit more, right? Because his observation was like, these guys are so stupid, they don't even have the mental grey matter to doubt themselves, right? They're just going after it. It's just like, me man, she woman, I like that, me go after, right? It's almost like this caveman type of mentality. And I think if you're watching this live stream and you are the type of person who I'm looking to attract, right, you've got value to offer the world, right? That's all game is. It's just learning how to deliver our value to the world. But most guys are either one or the other. You'll either get these low IQ guys who are too stupid to even understand what's going on in their minds, or you've got the guys who I work with, right? The let's just use the terminology, the actual high value guys, right? They've great career, money in the bank, everything that they should be doing, they're doing. But the thing that they lack is what these low IQ guys have got, which is the irrational confidence. Yeah, the delusional optimism. So it's like, if we can combine these two things, because if you're just the low IQ guy, like, yeah, you probably are going to turn a lot of women on, but for the long term, there's a difference between acquisition and retention, right? I'm all about retention. Like, it's one thing getting women, it's another thing keeping women. And the guys who I'm working with, they're not just looking for these short-term hookups, right? They're actually looking to build full-bodied relationships with the feminine. So if we can take both of these, if we can assimilate both of these characteristics into our personality, that's when we become unstoppable. So we've got this irrational confidence. That's the best way I can describe it. Irrational confidence in our own ability. So we're not taking ourselves too seriously. We are understanding that when we approach these women, it's almost like just reminding yourselves of the value that you've built. Like, one of our guys does like this heavy visualization before he goes out, because he's really busy in his job, right? So sometimes he finds that transition period difficult. So when he's been doing a lot of deep work in his job, he's on very much like logical mode, but he doesn't want to be on logical mode when he's going out to meet women. So he shared this super powerful visualization technique that he does, which allows him to immediately snap in to this, we'll just call it like hot girl mode type of thing, where he's able to go out there and he's able to be narcissistic, he is able to be arrogant, he is able to love himself like his life depends on it. And the women who he's speaking with, they're going crazy for this, because he's radiating this rock star confidence, right? He's approaching that woman being like, do you know what? I'm the fucking guy. I deserve this woman. Like, she is auditioning to become part of my reality. And the reason why I think women go crazy for this is because it projects your proclivity as a protector. If you don't believe in your own product, if you don't believe in yourself as a human being, if you don't believe you can achieve anything that you set your mind to, if you don't believe that you can go after anything that you want with unapologetic conviction, then what chance have you to protect this woman, right? A woman doesn't want to be with a guy who on the inside thinks he's a loser, who believes that people are just going to walk all over him, who is just going to settle for what he thinks he can get rather than going after what he wants. Like, they don't want that. They want a guy who rates himself, who loves himself, who can take this woman and lead, take her on adventures that the both of them are going to enjoy. So by you projecting this irrational confidence, it's justified arrogance, because it's like, you know, you're the person, you know all the reps that you've been putting in, but she needs to feel that, right? She needs to feel that from you. And then when you are approaching these women with this justified arrogance, like, yeah, I'm the fucking shit. Like, I'm the shit. Like, let's do this. Like, me, you, right now, let's go. Like, I'm gonna take on these crazy adventures. We're gonna have an amazing whirlwind, spontaneous romance. I want you, but I don't need you. She's gonna think to herself, wow, this is a guy who rates himself, who loves himself. And I think this is what women mean when they say, I want a guy who can just be himself. I think it's a guy who is content in bathing in his own superiority. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I've achieved all these things in my life. And also, I've unlocked this skill of cold approach. Like, if you imagine all the reps that you've put in, like for me, for example, like now when I'm approaching women, there's almost this expectation effect instinct which kicks in, right? If you actually look at the way that I approach women during those first 3 seconds, it's very difficult to see this on camera. But what's going through my mind is, like, I'm not even expecting her to just walk off. Like, I'm expecting that woman to really, really like me, right? I'm assuming attraction as soon as I'm going over there because I've got a mountain of evidence behind me where I've done this in the past, I've got amazing results, and it's the evidence which has the loudest voice. It's the evidence which feeds into belief. Yeah. So, point being, if you have been going out there, you've been putting yourself through the social fire, and you've also been life maxing, right? You've been maxing out your value in every single area. So you are making great money. You've got the solid career. You've taken care to take care of your health, your wealth. You're dressing well. You're keeping yourself in good shape. You've got good mental health. You're not succumbing to these simpy toxic habits. It's like, you deserve to be more arrogant. You deserve to have this justified arrogance where you believe in yourself like your life depends on it. And I think this is the sort of thing that most morons in this space, they just don't teach. Like, I don't think anybody in this space goes as deep as I go with the stuff that actually matters, right? What I'm teaching you here, this is the stuff that matters. It's not about, oh, what's the best open? Oh, when I think about France, I think about you with a baguette under your eye. It's like, it's none of that stuff. It's internal state equals external reality. Yeah, it's how you it's how you rate yourself. It's the conversations you have with yourself. It's like Plato said, people who tell stories rule the world, right? It's the stories we tell ourselves which dictate the realities that we live. And if you want me to go deeper and all of this mindset stuff, then you can get my free course below. It's called My Most Fuckable Man course. And that really goes deep into this whole like inner game, mental mastery, just believing you're the shit until it comes true. Yeah, like that's what it was for me. Like, 4 years ago, when I first started embarking on this journey of personal renaissance, it was future projection. I met myself in the future. I thought about the person who I wanted to be. I visualized that shit. And then the person I am today is a product of my thoughts, my actions, and my beliefs. Yeah, I think a lot of you boys, you just don't understand what you don't understand. You don't know what you don't know, and you can't see what you can't see, which is the reason why I put these live streams out there. Like, let me just play out this thought experiment, right? Just imagine right now that you had been brainwashed into believing that you were the most fuckable man on the planet, right? Just imagine that feeling. Imagine that somebody just like put a chip inside of you, like an SD card, and you had been reprogrammed instantly to believe that you were the most fuckable man on the planet, that you were God's gift to women, that you could attract any woman who you wanted. You could go into a venue and leave with the hottest girl in there. Like, you could rock up to any venue with a beautiful woman on your arm. She turns heads as soon as you walk into the venue together. Like, imagine that rock star feeling, knowing that you can just go over to any woman, anytime, anywhere, and create something. Yeah, because this like imaginary whatever, it's all doable, right? It's like, if you can imagine it, you can become it. But before we become, first we must know. I'm a living, breathing example of what happens when you take action, but also you have irrational faith and delusional optimism in your own capabilities. Yeah, like when I started making these videos 4 years ago, no one believed in me, right? I'd get comments on the regular from guys saying, oh, stay in your lane, you're ugly, you're a 4 out of 10 at best, you're physically disadvantaged, oh, why are you approaching women and wasting these women's time? Like, oh, you think you can make a career out of cold approach? Ha, yeah, good one, bro. And it's like, if I didn't have this irrational confidence, if I didn't have arrogance, if I didn't have this hubris, this putting myself on a pedestal and just being like, I really don't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks about me. I know myself and I know the trajectory that I'm headed. It's like, this is my biggest superpower. It's just this irrational belief. And I think if you look at the person that I am today and the person that I was 4 years ago, that needs to give you belief in the belief, right? That needs to demonstrate to you that I don't give a fuck who you are right now. I don't give a fuck about your childhood. I don't give a fuck if you were bullied. I don't give a fuck if you're just like I was 4 years ago, a sniveling mess, a porn addict, erectile dysfunction, couldn't pull a muscle, £24.82 of universal credit in my bank account, living in a grotty apartment, infested by cockroaches, commuting to a dead-end 9-to-5 job. I really don't care where your starting point is. I want you to make the decision today that you are going to do everything within your power to become the most fuckable version of you, and understand that once you do start to become more fuckable, you have to celebrate your win, right? Or your wins. You have to smell your roses. Like when you are going out there to cold approach and you have leveled yourself up, that child inside of you needs that reassurance. And you need to say to yourself, like vocally, dude, we are crushing it right now. We have become so much more fuckable. Like all the women that we're going to meet today, they're going to be so grateful for my approach. Because when you do that, when you're able to just approach women with this irrational confidence and this unapologetic love for yourself, you're speaking to her biology rather than her psychology. Like she really feels a difference. Like when you're operating from this place of wholeness rather than from this place of lack, she feels it in her biology. She's like, wow, there's something about this guy. He might not be the best looking guy in the world. He might not be the tallest, the smartest, the fittest, but fuck me, there's something that he's got. Yeah, I do think that belief is one of the ultimate aphrodisiacs. And I think that women would never say this to you, or maybe women who you're intimate with. But I think like if you know, like sometimes you see those stupid street interviews and guys are like, I used to do them, and guys are like, oh, what do you find, like, you know, what do you find attractive in a guy? And the woman's always like, I like a guy who's funny, who's caring, who's smart. And yeah, I'm sure they do, but like that's surface level stuff. Like on the deeper biological level, I truly think they want a guy who's got this justified arrogance. And the reason why I say justified is because I don't want this to give you license to be lazy. I want to give you permission to be free. I'm not saying be a slob, be this guy who sleeps on a cum-stained mattress in his grandma's apartment, but oh, as long as I've got irrational confidence, I'm gonna get, no, like I'm not saying be one of those stupid mind-dead pickup artists who's just not got anything going for him. Like build up your value, like max out your value in as many areas as possible, like do the whole life maxing thing, but make sure that the internal matches up with the external. Make sure that when you are going out there, you are reminding yourself of your own greatness. Yeah, because she feels what you feel. She is your mirror. So if you're approaching every woman experiencing failure in advance, if you're just thinking to yourself, oh, I'm an unlovable piece of shit, no woman's ever going to want me, or even though you've got all these materialistic trophies and you've got more money than you know what to do with, it's like none of that shit matters if you don't actually believe fully in yourself. I don't want this to become cliche that, oh, just believe in yourself, but this essence of justified arrogance, which more of our members inside the Entourage, like after that conversation yesterday, dude, it was just like, I just felt that was probably one of our most valuable discussions, because like the reason why I love my network so much is because I'm always learning as well. Yeah, I don't put myself on a pedestal when it comes to these group coaching calls. It's this echo chamber of empathy and energy where we're all learning together. Yeah, if you get value from these live streams, the conversations we have inside the Entourage, they will completely change your life. They will shatter your reality and they will break free of so many of your bullshit paradigms. Yeah, like what do you currently believe to be true about the world that isn't? What do you currently believe to be true about yourself that isn't? Because I guarantee a lot of these self-limiting beliefs and a lot of the stories that are whirring around your mind like dirty laundry in a dirty tumble dryer, I guarantee these are the same self-deprecating thoughts you've had for the past decade of your life. Yeah, and if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? This is the reason why my guys get results fast. This is the reason why I change lives for a living. This is the reason why I say I'm the best in the fucking world at what I do, because I believe I'm the shit. Right, I believed that I was the shit before no one even believed in me. Right, I continue to believe I'm the shit. Like I'm thinking when I get to 37 years old, the most fuckable man on the planet, the greatest coach in the entire world, the best guy to have ever done it. Yeah, like Tony Robbins who? Like, I'm going straight to the top and I'm taking all my guys with me. And the reason why I make these videos is to inspire you to come and join us, right? Come and join the Entourage, get connected with me. You get an entire year of coaching, you get an in-person experience, you join our weekly group coaching calls. Change happens fast. Yeah, and the reason why you'll get results is because your success is attached to my reputation, right? As soon as you pay to be a member of our Entourage, we're taking this shit to the moon. You've got me and you've got the rest of our high level guys to help you. But yeah, I just wanted to put this out there because I'm just sick of all of this nonsense. Like, oh, high value man, be a high value man, like da 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 da. Like it's just nonsense. And like people want to talk about the matrix. Yeah, the real matrix for me is in our own minds. Yeah, that's where everything I think truly happens. It's the stories we tell ourselves. It's the perceptions about ourselves that we have on a daily basis. It's the people who we're surrounding ourselves with, because you probably heard the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with, right? If I was still hanging around with the same 5 people in the Lake District, then I would still be living that Lake District life, right? I'd be staying in my lane. I'd be working in a submarine factory. I wouldn't be pushing myself. I'd just be stagnating. Yeah, I'd be stagnating in sameness. I would have just got stuck in that matrix of mediocrity. I think this is one of the most valuable live streams that I've put out there, because it's me giving you permission to just have more of this justified arrogance, like be more narcissistic, like love yourself like your life depends on it. Because what's your other option? Yeah, your other option is you go through life thinking you're a piece of shit, and good luck attracting any worthwhile woman if that's your mindset. So yeah, after this live stream, I would love you boys to just download the free course, My Most Fuckable Man course. Watch the module on mindset mastery, because that genuinely will change your life. We go into like just deep detail about building a personal renaissance document, how you actually implement that, and how if you actually implement the teachings, you'll explode your dating life. You'll get that rock star feeling. You just feel like the guy. You just feel like the guy. And yeah, I think that's what we want. I think we just want to feel fucking great in ourselves. So yeah, cool, nice one. I love you very much. I hope that this has been useful. And I'll speak with you tomorrow. Bye.